Hi, chat. How's it going? Oh, how's everybody doing? Hope you're all having a good weekend. Music? Here we go. Video game? Video game. Ah. Is Sleepy and full of eggy bread? It's Iki. Is eggy bread a specific thing or just like French toast? Explain eggy bread. Which is honestly just quite fun to say. If nothing else. Okay. So, what are we working on today? We got a lot to do. Pan perdu, so French toast. Ah, yes. Excellent. Okay. Let's just do some quick trading, some quick chores, and then we'll figure out what we want to work on today. I sort of don't have any plans. We've got vaulting to do, but got a plumber here, water jetting out of our main sewer line to hopefully give us working water until the week when we will need to have the line replaced because of excessive roots. Oof. Oof. That sucks. Okay. Yes. Water jetting out our main sewer line. It's one of those sentences that takes a second to parse. No, here we go. Okay, so let's have a look. Well, that's a convenient one to have. I don't think we need that one. I don't think we need that one. So I think this is what we're going to work on today. Trying to get the this stuff in here done up. I think that's our best bet. We're probably going to have to take out some amount of that roof up there. Also, why isn't there any of that stuff there? I'm going to have to go fix that or it's going to bother me. I have inadvertently been the English are jerks. It has inadvertently been the English are jerks for my entertainment this weekend. I watched RRR, an awesome Indian movie about revolution. Then I read a historical novel about the attack of Copenhagen during the Napoleonic Wars, where the English firebombed a city full of civilians. Then I watched Star Wars. Couldn't happen to a nicer country. Okay, let's really quickly fix this because it's gonna bother me if I don't. There we go. There we go. That's better. Okay, now this is going to be interesting. Which way is this facing? So I'm just trying to orient myself. I know it's still up. Okay. I'm looking at the other side. But it doesn't matter. What else do I have for reference photos for this stuff? This will be helpful. To see how it, like, connects to everything. And then... what else do I have here? Here's a good one. Or actually, this might be... One of these might be better? Nope, that's looking the other way. A touch disorienting because of the wide angle I was shooting this with, but this is a good idea about how everything is spaced. Okay. Is it possible to actually read what is on the ring on that flag in the photo? On this one? Maybe. Hold on a second. Let me see if I can pull it up here and zoom in. Enhance. I can make out the word Canadian. I'm pretty sure it's a regimental flag. I think. But that's the best I can. I can see the word Canadian, but that is about it. Okay. Well, the stuff out here is going to be fairly straightforward, I think. First Canadian mounted Yaxman? Probably. Hey. Okay. So, whoops. Let's see. So we got that, and then here... Okay. Okay. I think what I need to do first is unclick that so I don't have red lines going across my preview display. Get this back out. I need some of these. I think what I want to do is figure out, do I have a better photo? Do I have a more direct photo looking at those arches? I don't think I did. It's so interesting. It's like, wow, I took a ton of reference photos until you actually try and need a specific one. Okay, that's better. Okay, so between each of these large pillars, there is a arch that goes up and doesn't quite meet with the windows above it. Persephone, no! No, get down. Look at this. Look at this. Hey. Hey. What is this? Ma'am. Ma'am, this is a Twitch stream. Ma'am. Jump down. Come on. We have video evidence of your crimes. This isn't gonna go good for you in cat court. We'll get you this time, Persephone. Okay. Margie Argy wants to reward some crimes. Okay. If you haven't been here in a little bit, widescreen cat cam. It's a new thing. Hui! Margie Argy, thank you for giving her treats. And now, as we all know, she definitely won't cause any more problems at all. There we go. Weird that there's a bowl of full cat food and yet this cat has never been fed once in her life, right? You can even see the fact that she has food. She can eat whenever she wants. I swarm to Gorm. Okay. So what we're going to have to do is take out... We're going to have to take out a lot of this. So let's actually start by doing that. I need to leave. Okay, I can go up one more. Or can I? This is what's going to be interesting, because, like, here's our roof. So we're going to have to maybe do a bit of fiddling to try and make sure that we have enough space. I'm just going to take out everything underneath this roof so we know exactly the amount of space we have to work with and how we can build this. Hello, coffee.com/Esherikia Cole. Remember how I bought way too much battle tech? Yep, that's a lot of battle tech, all right. Okay, I'm going to sleep. Okay. Okay. Let's fall down. Let's grab stone bricks. Yes, we'll use some stone brick for this. Turn that off for a second. Okay. So we're gonna go up here. We need to figure out. So this is about as high as the arch can go. I do want it actually to be flat in the middle. Shit, that won't work. I want to try and do like this has here and have the lantern hanging down from it. How am I going to do that? I could use a full block, I guess is what I would have to do. Or cheat. Well, we'll leave it as this for now. I think the stone brick slab makes the most sense. I'm going to try and get the arch in here first to figure out what that's going to look like. And then, once I have that blocked in, I will know approximately what we're dealing with. Yeah, it'll be high enough up that I don't think it will be too much of a problem. Hey, Siblo. No, this way. Like this, and like that. And then there, and there. And then here, and here? Just for like... Aha, I got to it before you did. That looks dumb. Persephone? What are you doing? What if I do this? And then... Ow. What if I just make it a full block? What if I just bite the bullet and make it a full block? Now, the question is, how far down does this go? I don't think there's an easy reference point. I think just as low as it needs to go. Would it match? Is it going to match the parts there? Because that would be quite low. I think it does. I think it does. Shit. Okay. Hmm. How the hell is this going to work? Okay. Tell you what, I need some more stone bricks. Let's go get them from the smelter. I think what I'm going to do, I need to lower this. So I'm going to put in a row of, I think, stone bricks underneath the... underneath the windows up there to give them a bit more separation. And that also gives me license to move it a little bit lower. Hi, Persephone. I did grab the stone. Okay, perfect. Okay. Nope. Oh, I was like, wait, why did I get one? Confused for a split second. I think it's going to be one of those streams. Oops. No, you get back there. You're not allowed down. No. Well, shit. Come on. That's not even close to right. What are you doing? Ow. Okay. Now, we're going to put in another layer. Like that. Okay. And now we'll go like this. Oh my god. These proportions are really fucked up. Hi, Persephone. Meow. This is where vertical slabs would be nice. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, they would. Hold on a second. Do I need to... Can I make this taller? I don't know if I can. This is one of those things where Minecraft means to get things right, we need to build it 5 times bigger than life size. Not really. Part of the issue right now is... You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to go to bed. Then, I'm going to take down all of this weird-ass scaffolding. Okay. Maybe what I need to do... Here, let's go about this the other way. What level am I at? I think I need to go up. No. I mean, it definitely isn't designed around arches. The whole point of the thing is that there are no curves. So this is 73, 74, 75. This should be sitting on 76. Targeted blocks. Wait, hold on. So wait, 73, 74, 7. Is this 73? Hold on a second. 73, 74, 75. I'm standing on 70. Okay. My point is... 72, 70. Okay, so this is 72, 73, 74, 75. We do that. Ow. There. That's essentially the difference that we're dealing with. This is where we need to get it to. But let's build some very ridiculous scaffolding right now. I'm mostly just doing this for myself, honestly. The cast for the new Ninja Turtle movie is wild. I didn't see it. Did they bring back... did they resurrect the original Renaissance artist that they're named after to play them? Ow. Seth Rogen and John Cena are playing Bebop and Rocksteady. Is this... Okay, is this an animated movie or a live action? Because how I'm imagining this in my head is going to be very different depending on the answer. I don't know. Okay. We need to figure this out first. This is very important information. I hope for the two of them in minimal makeup. Yeah, exactly. Sugar Shot. Hello. Hello, cursed chat. How are you doing? Welcome. If you're coming over from Julie's chat and you don't know me, my name is Erica. I dig holes, but also build cathedrals. So currently, that's what we're working on. Building this cathedral. And trying to figure out how to make vaults and arches. Because there's one thing Minecraft is super good at. It's curves. What is a cathedral if not a large inverted hole with God inside? Okay, hold on a second. We were discussing, apparently there is a new Ninja Turtles movie, and we're finding out about the cast list that so far includes Seth Rogen, John Cena, Paul Rudd, Giancarlo Esposito. We have yet to determine if this is live action or animated. We're still out on that one. Also, hello, Cass. Giancarlo Esposito as Baxter Stockman. That's some good casting. Hey, Max. Okay. I'll take either. Honestly, that was just like... how I imagine this in my head is going to turn out very different, considering Jackie Chan as Master Splinter. Now I'm starting to think it's animated. Oh, the production company is Nickelodeon Animation Studios. Okay, there we go. Okay, solved it. Great. Still, though, that's still a very good list. Who is Paul Rudd playing? I want to know that. I have not watched a Ninja Turtles thing since Turtles in Time. Mondo Gecko. I don't even know that one. Rise is actually amazing. I've heard a lot of the newer Ninja Turtle stuff is really, really good. I just have not seen any of it. Okay. Do this, and then ow. Nicholas Cantu, Shimon Brown Jr., Micah Abbey, and Brady Noon have been cast as the Turtles. Rose Byrne has been cast as Leatherhead. I don't know any of those actors, which is sometimes a very good thing for an animated movie. Also, they could just be actual teenagers for all I know. I don't hate that. Let's see if we can fix this a little bit. Also, I should build this in so I don't fall down. What if I take out this and this and this and then swap there and there? How does... Ow. How does that look? No, that looks weird. This being the same material as the pillars is messing with me because there's no definition between the two. I almost want to switch it to something else. God, there's so much extra space up there. Okay, what do I have? I have red sandstone. What can I make with red sandstone? What if we just go off? What if we just go out of left field? Try red sandstone? Let's try red sandstone. I mean, hold on a second. Before I do that, I'm going to sleep. And then, they all appear to be actual teenagers. Huh. Well, there you go. Oh. Next sort of day. How much red sandstone do I actually have? That's not a lot. That's not a lot. Less than a stack. Okay, just rough math here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Yeah, that's gonna be a lot. That's gonna be a lot. And I'm still not even super happy with the actual shape of it just yet. My kingdom for vertical slabs. My kingdom for vertical slabs. I think what's screwing me up is this stuff in the back here is too low. Can I actually make this taller? No, I don't think I can. Fuck. Okay. And I am sort of dealing with the angle of the roof here as well. That's the actual roof up there that you can see. I was like, what if I drop these down and put a block above it? No, that was literally what it was before, and you didn't like it, Erica. Oh, I'm starting to doubt my brain is up for this today. Hmm. Should cafes offer oats as a garnish on oatmeal? On oat milk drinks? Like raw oats? No. Toasted oats? That might be something. Raw oats, no, definitely not. That would be bad. They would just absorb all of the liquid. But if you had some toasted oats, sprinkle a couple on top of like a oat milk latte? I asked my roommate and they gagged and said it was one of the worst things they'd ever heard of. That is quite the statement, considering they live with Sibwow. There's a difference between offer and just put on there for you. That's true, yes. No, like raw oats would be terrible. Okay. Okay, what do I do here? What should I do? Chat, help me out. Do I take it up one more? What if I go take that out? I don't know why I took out all of those. I didn't have to do that. Also, I didn't have to fall down, but here we are. All right, how terrible does this look? Very terrible. Does it look less terrible? We do this. Remember, we're probably going to switch that to a different... Maybe I should just be blocking it out in sandstone or something like that. Just so I could visually separate them in my mind. Actually, that's not a bad idea. I've got sandstone for days. Let's try that. I don't have a lot of sandstone here. Let's actually go get some sandstone. Hey, Persephone, how would you stop that? Yeah, thank you. There we go. Yeah. You censor Persephone? Yes. Well, I mean, I'm fairly certain scratching the leg of a desk is not protected speech. Come on, jump up. Come here. Hi, yes, hello, Persephone. You impress her like the medieval serf. Yo. Where's my grain? I believe you haven't delivered your tithe yet. Margie Argy, thank you for gifting that sub to Sugar Shot. Sugar Shot, please enjoy your Doot and your Persephone and your Bee and your Thumbs Up and your Fox Heart and your Pun Trophy and your treats and your crimes and your safety. Okay. This is mostly just to help me, like, visually separate it. Okay. I want it to be taller, but I might just have to make it shorter. There's really not that much room to work with here. Okay, let's take out, whoops. Right, one of the downsides to working with sandstone, insta-mining. Yeah. This actually just looks better. I agree. I think it also just looks better partially because of the separation. That's a little better. I just thought of something. Hold on a second. I just thought of a thing. I may have a solution to our problem. And the solution may lie out here. I don't have a solution to our problem. I was like, ooh, can we lower the window? And the answer is no. No, we cannot. Also, I should block this window in because there's a buttress running across it. That just looks weird. I was about to make a thinking outside the box joke. Nope, unfortunately not. Is it about Attila the Bun, the perfect serving vessel for Attila the Honey? Okay. I want to try one last thing. Oops. There we go. Okay. If I take out these three. There. How does that look? Nope, that looks weird. But we can fix that pretty easily by taking out these ones. Ew. How would Attila feel knowing his name lives in immortality but mostly as puns? Hard to say. So this is essentially where we started on this thing. Oops. See, man, the more I work on this cathedral, the more the geometry of the actual cathedral starts to baffle me. Chat, do you think this is the best we are going to get? I'm probably going to switch out the sandstone here for red sandstone just so it pops a little bit better. But I think we're going to have to work with this. Should look good with the red. Yeah. It's not anywhere close to the correct height for what it is in the reference photo, but we may just have to live with it. How wide is this? This is 5 wide. I think we just have to live with this. I feel like it can be a little bit taller though. Hey, butt ghost. How does this look? Okay, I like that a lot better. I think that's better. And that also gives us more clearance on the other side, too. I believe you are 100% correct, and that the flag is regimental, and that 70% that is the Princess Patricia's Canadian Light Infantry. I don't think it was the Princess Pats. Based on what it, how the wording was spaced around the ring, but it could be. Okay. We're back to 9. So we are going to need... Who is Princess Patricia and what are we talking about? Oh, so early on in the stream, I had this picture up and Rock Pusher was trying to figure out on this Union flag up at the top of the frame. There's a little circle and he was trying to figure out if we could zoom in enough to get the text on it. And I opened it on my end and zoomed in and I couldn't make out what it said exactly, but I could make out the word Canadian, and based on the way it was written, it looked like a regimental flag. And so we've been trying to figure out, Rock Pusher has been trying to figure out what regiment it was. Discordian Token, hello. Welcome back for 21 months. So yes, that's what we're trying to figure out. And the Princess Patricia's Canadian Light Infantry is a very historic Canadian regiment. They still exist. They're based out of Edmonton. So they're a very long-serving, very famous Canadian regiment. They've served in many wars. All of the wars, I think. Unless I'm mistaken. Okay, let's just use this for the time being, just to block in the rest of this stuff. All down. That's important. What's the name of the original church? It's the Christ Church Cathedral in Victoria. That's what's been bugging me. Their badge is the closest match, but I was expecting a closer relation to BC. Yeah, that's sort of why I was also like, I don't think it's them, would be my guess, but I can't also think of anybody else, so... This church is lovely on the inside. It's a very nice church. And also, you get, it's got, do I still have the picture of it up here? No, I don't. Hold on a second. I had a great photo of it. Of their pipe organ. Here it is. There we go. That's the pipe organ that sits behind the rose window. I've never heard it played because I think it's one of those things where they only break it out on very special occasions. But church names are weird. Christ Church Cathedral. Aren't all Christian churches Christ Church? Okay. Well, take a break from that for a second. Okay. This is just roughly what we're dealing with. Now, you want to hear that organ play Mars Bringer of War? Ooh, I do want to hear that. I have actually been listening to Holst's Planet the last few days while I've been working. So, yes, I would like to hear that indeed. It's all over the church, which makes me think it's got a bigger relationship to the church's relationship with the UK. Possibly. Possibly. Need more brick. I need to sleep. I'm going to need way more stairs than that, but this is just to get me started on this. This is just step one of blocking in this stuff is... Hi, Persephone. Yeah. Did you know you've already had treats? I know. It's true. You got it and immediately got banned. That's not quite it. That is very similar, but that's not quite the same. The bars are a little different. It's a similar regimental flag, but that's not quite the same. Dedicated to the Royal Regiment of Canada. There's a bunch of different flags in there. Oh, I only saw the one stock photo. Is there more stock photos? We can at least determine it's military. Yeah, we figured it was a regimental flag. It's just we weren't sure which regiment. Dang it. I'm just going to put that there for now to see how it looks. Not a flag, but I finish painting Bonky. Oh no. Oh no. Oh. Oh. Horse crimes. Yes. Yes, indeed. Persephone, what do you... Did you want to jump up? Also, what time is it? 7 o'clock? Okay. Uh... hmm. I need to take all of this down because I need to be able to see this thing properly. Okay. Needs a bit of work. I think these things here with all of them are too bulky. That needs to get trimmed down a little bit. And then I feel like I'm not getting as much vaulting as I would like. But I push that up even... Dang it. Nope, that won't work. Oops, nope, not that. Am I out of brick? I am. It's a very good mini iris. It turned out so well. Bricks. There we go. Let me see if I can make some brick walls and see what I can do with that. Given that I have a headache starting to settle in, I think we might have to call this building a little short today. Just grab a couple of these to give it a shot and see what it looks like. Ow. First of all, let's fix this. And now, put that there, and then that one I did on purpose. Wait, what happens if I go down one? Does that get weird and break? It might get weird and break. Oh. It was like, why did it turn into a full block? Maybe it's because you were clicked on the full block. Yeah, it doesn't work. I mean, that's a cool effect, but it's not what we want to go for here. Keep that in mind for future builds, but not at this moment. Ow. But I kind of like that. I like using the walls. It's sort of like, it makes it less bulky. Hey, language, right? but we need to mix up the colors a little bit. In the actual thing, in the actual cathedral, there are bands of other brick running through it. But I don't think we'll be able to actually achieve that effect exactly. But we could maybe do something with nether brick to break up the endless whoops, the endless sea of brick. I could also replace the stuff that's in the middle there with something else. Except it kind of goes the other way. They have these like the cross ribs made out of the darker stone running across them. I'm gonna zoom in again on this. It looks like it's a Roman numeral, and then Canadian, and then something, something regiment? Tell you what, chat. Tell you what I'm going to do. To make this all easier on you, because it'll be a lot easier if I do this, I'm just going to tweet this picture for you. So you can have the actual photo yourself to reference. There you go. Okay, I'm going to go to sleep. There's a New Brunswick regiment that had a similar flag. I think there's going to be a lot of flags that look basically the same because that appears to be the pattern of a regimental flag. Union flag, circle in the middle with the regiment name and a crown. So, going off of that, it's pretty much any regimental flag. Let's make a bunch of more of these. Okay. Nope. There we go. GCC Niagara regimental colors. Yeah, like I said, like that's going to be so many different regiments. Looks like it's the standard Queen's colors flag. Okay. And that would actually, honestly, that would make the one that's across from it the regiment colors, which would make a lot of sense, actually. Yeah, that's the regimental color. So that might be a better thing to go off of. And again, looking at the similarity between the one token posted and the one in the picture there, probably pretty standard design. Bad news, gang. The water jet did nothing, so now we have to wait until Monday for them to come dig up the backyard and replace the pipe. No. Oof. What if I did? What if these weren't okay? Okay, now I have an idea. Let's see. I do have some stone brick wall and some stone. Okay, let's see. What if? Let's try something different. Let's take out these, take that out, and then you. That there. This. That there. That might work. Man, it's fumpkin windy here today. Also, Max, if you're still there, I saw your leggies that you posted on Twitter. They're very good legs. I had to tape up my patio door today. Yeah, mine's like sort of half open. That's sort of like if I close it, it just slides back to being like half open, so I just left it. Or like the screen on it. Okay, I don't hate it. It looks a little weird, but I don't hate it. Especially if we're going to be replacing this stuff here, like around there and maybe around here, with red sandstone. Maybe that one stays stone. It's just this one that becomes red sandstone. That should probably change. Yeah, that's fine. That regimental colors flag is likely the Canadian Scottish Regiment, Princess Mary's color flag, because they're based in Esquimalt and have the X in the iconography. Let me have a look. Yeah. Forget this cathedral. We're all about flags now. The Escucath. Yep. I think you're absolutely right. The Canadian Scottish Regiment, Princess Mary's. I think you are absolutely right on the regimental colors, which, knowing that, I think you're right. I think you got it. You might just have to see if you can find the Queen's color for the Canadian Scottish Regiment, but I think you nailed it. The Canadian yep. Princess Mary's. I think you got it. Ooh, fancy. Oh, there's the bells. Wait, hold on a second. Is this? No. The bells are upside down. Chat, everyone go look at the link Butt Ghost posted. It's got a bunch of photos here of this cathedral, including the bell tower. The bells are upside down. That's an interesting... Oh no. Oh, that's so many bell pictures. Wait, where's their crypt? They have a crypt? I didn't know there was a... I need to figure out where the crypt is. I gotta go see this thing. Pipe organ. Man, this person had much better access than I did. These are much better photos, by the way. These are great photos. This is all I'm doing now. Screw this stream. I didn't even see the statue. Oh, it's probably in the crypt. I didn't even see where there was... How to even get to that. Now I gotta go back. Minecraft to IRL tomb raiding pipeline. Looking at those flags based on the design and the crowns, I think the one on the right is a World War I flag and the one on the left is a World War II flag. That would make sense. The regimental colors that whoever posted, I think it was Token, yeah, that posted it, did list the... It listed a bunch of World War... Like, if you look at the laurel or the wreath around it, they have a bunch of battles listed, which are presumably World War I battles that regiment took place in, which would make sense for it to be a World War II flag, because it would be weird, like, wait, hold on, Ypres 1917, what the hell? It's like, good news, you're going to Ypres. Oh no. We're going to Passchendaele. This is going to work out fine for us, right? Sure. For those of you who are not aware, the Battle of Passchendaele was one of the. It was in Belgium? Passchendaele's in Belgium. And it was one of the largest battles that the Canadians were involved in during World War One, and it was brutal. Time travel from the future, but you could only communicate via obscure flag designs. The posted one also has Normandy landing, Calais 1944, and the Rhineland on it. Oh, interesting. I didn't actually. I'm also trying to stream. I didn't have time to look at it too closely. What time is it? 7:30? Okay. So, let's see what this looks like very quickly. Let's just grab some of these and see what this will look like actually with at long last, but B. Excellent. Okay, I think that looks pretty good actually. It pops really well, and I like that about it. Maybe we do that on there too. And there? We're gonna need a lot more red sand, chat. Okay, so we're gonna do a couple of things. One, I'm going to take a very quick break because my body demands it. So, I'm going to take a break. You should take a break too. You should stretch, get some water, look at something 20 feet away for 20 seconds to rest your eyes, and I will be back in just a few minutes. So hold tight, chat. I'm back, chat. Okay. What I think we need to do, let me just double check that I don't have more red sand like squirreled away somewhere. Nope. All right, I'm gonna grab this shulker. Let's empty out our inventory. And we are going to go on an adventure. Oops. What can I get rid of here? Take the quartz out. What don't I need in here at the moment? I'll take this dirt out. There. I'm just gonna stick this in here for now because I'm lazy. Okay. Field trip time, everybody get a travel buddy! I don't have a travel buddy. Actually, let's go back out here. Go to the smelter, get some stone, take it back, trade it. You have Persephone? That criminal? You implicate Persephone? Yes, all the time. It's like, listen, you don't have a travel buddy, so we're going to pair you up with the problem child. I mean, we're not really going to need any on the pickaxe, but it's nice to have it healed up. Okay. Useful reference for the future. Public Register of Arms, Flags, and Badges of Canada. Neat! Important information. The Canadian-Scottish Regiment has regularly had St. Bernards as their mascots, and the dog gets to carry bagpipes! If you can find a photo of this, I need to see this immediately. Get some of those. B name. Right. Thank you. I was going to forget. What? Remind me what it was? What B? Got it. Persephone. Meow. Come on, go. Go lie down. What a nuisance. But B. Let's grab a couple flowers here. According to the sharp books I've been reading, Scottish regiments were terrifying. How so? Like, just really good fighters? Hello, coconut cream pie. I need... There we go. Little one, come back. But B. Also, one of those is already... 2 of those have already filled up. I'm glad some of the bees have moved into those. Excellent. Hey, Digital Seahorse. Canadian troops did kind of have a rep as being horrifying shock troops at the time. Mm-hmm. Okay, now I need to figure out... where to go. Oh, God. I've forgotten the name of the chunk thing that I use. There we go. Seed map. Chunk base. There we go. Oh, God. There's so much stuff. No, I don't need you to show me any of this stuff. I just need you to show me biomes. I just need to know where I can find a mesa. Ooh. Not liking this. Made coconut cream pie last week for Grandma. Oh, coconut pudding pie. Okay. Where is our desert biome again? Is it here? I think it's over around here-ish. Wait, hold on. I had a note for this. Desert portal. 1001-19. Wait, is that? I don't think that makes sense. That doesn't make sense. Dang it. Oh, wait, no. Wait. Nah, that sure doesn't make sense. Well, or does it? No. Shit. Not helpful. Oh, maybe that's the desert portal coordinates in the Nether. Okay, let me just figure out what's a rough coordinate for this. Chat, write down 7,000, 1,300 for me. Thank you. No. Fair enough, Buck Ghost. Fair enough. Need to plant trees over here. I need to do a lot of... I still need to finish this project. Now that I've done the pyramid, I can start back in on this. Yeah, that the 1001.19 coordinate was almost certainly the nether coordinates for the desert portal. Sort of. I wonder, is it right down here somewhere? No. But it should be somewhere around here. If I go over this way, there it is. Got there. Also, really should come up with a better solution for that. Minus, it's not 19, it's minus, come on. Come on. That was a lot of noises all at the same time. Oh, right. We regenerated this so it's not the level barren wasteland I left it. Okay, now. $1,173.27. I think that sounds right. We can check on the way back. Now, what we also need to get a coordinate on is this. 8,000 minus 315 as the overworld end of this. If you could also write that down, I would appreciate it. I noticed something, chat. I forgot to bring a bed. That's going to be a problem. I think there was supposed to be a bed out here at some point. You know what, actually? I think I'm just gonna go back. Wait, it was this way. You know what I'm going to do is I'm going to do a solid and I'm going to leave a bed out there. Now let's see. There it is. Really should extend this just far enough to, whoops, connect it with the desert portal properly. So it's take a Betty, leave a Betty. So it actually connects proper. I hate those things. I wonder if I can steal one. No, I'm not going to steal one from town. Somebody might need those. Although what I should do is stop by town at some point and refill on rockets. Use a bed in the nether. Nothing will go wrong. Nope. Ow. Thank you, Pharaohbender. Here we go. Black wool. There we go. Is there anything else? We're back here now. Is there anything else we forgot? We've got a gray shulker box. We've got a bed for us to use. I'm going to grab what's left of my rockets here. I'm going to stop in town to get more rockets. I should probably just put a bed in here at some point. Whose is that? Oh, that's I was like, that's an emote that looks like a TQ emote that I don't recognize. It's the matte puppy eyes, but in black and white. I'm like, what? Okay. Waste a rocket there, why not? Okay. Actually, you know what? I just had a thought. I'm going to take this, and I'm also going to grab, because I'm doing that, this. I'm actually just going to stick my netherite pickaxe back in here. There we go. That'll be helpful. Take my extra ender chest so I can just pull stuff out of there if I need to. Okay, now for real this time. I saw that snow buddy. It's just I can't look at it now while I'm on stream. What I am gonna do. Oh, okay. Hold on. No, I'm doing this now. Oh, look at that one. It's a puppy. Okay, I can't do this. I have to stay on course. I'm getting too distracted. Ow. Okay. So let's go over here. 1 diamond for 2 stacks. Okay, there's more. Good. There's one stack left. But there's only one left. All right, fine. You know what? I'll just take that and that. Aha, there we go. Now while we're here, let's put... Should probably get a shulker for these at some point, but we'll do that. There we go. Perfect. I love how janky the town portal is. I love that, like, everything on this end is cool and well considered, and then the portal on the town side is just like, we'll just slap some stuff together here. I think Joe pops on occasionally to restock. I don't think she has in a while, but I don't think there's been demand for it for a while. That was a weird noise. Perfect. Joe built that day one. Yep. And then no one's bothered to redo it. Excuse me. Okay. Now, 7,000, 1,300. Leave a bed? Yep, you're right. Also, when we come back, remind me to pop over to this jungle here and try and grab some jungle saplings, because I don't have any currently, and it would be useful to have. There we are. Speaking of, you know what? This is just a day for getting distracted. That one's not grown yet. This one is. Nope, that one wasn't grown yet. Is this one? No. Some of these aren't grown yet. 2 should be fine. You get an awful lot of mangrove out of 1 propagule. Also, it's such a weird system for that. But, you know, mangroves. Mangroves are weird plants anyways. All right, cool. South, west, this way. If it was woman grows, we wouldn't have any of these problems. Ah, here we go. Ah, there. That's a mesa biome. This is much better than the dinky one we were dealing with before. Look at that. That's awesome. Anyways, let's destroy it. See, this is the issue with red sand. There's literally ever only a single layer of it. Also, we're going to have a decent amount of sticks because of this. So I started watching just before the stream. I was doing some driving around today, and they were talking about a documentary on the radio, and it's one of the documentary that's up for the short documentary category at the Oscars this year. It's called the Martha Mitchell Effect, and it's about Martha Mitchell, who was the wife of John Mitchell, who was Richard Nixon's attorney general and was one of the people implicated in the Watergate scandal. And it's about, you know, her sort of role as a political wife, because she was at the time very popular and like the only person associated with the Nixon administration who like actually wanted to talk to the press. And so she sort of became a bit of the mouthpiece of the Nixon administration to some degree. But then when the Watergate scandal happened, she was treated very poorly. And she was actually, it ended up causing a rift between like her and her husband. She was one of the first people to like openly implicate Nixon in the scandal. Partially it was because she did want to try and deflect blame from her husband a little bit. But she was also the first person to call for Nixon's resignation. But it's a very good documentary. I'm not done it just yet. It's on Netflix and it's like 40 minutes long. Highly recommend it. The name comes from how she was treated, and she was essentially, they ended up gaslighting her. They treated her as hysterical. There was one point after she found out about the Watergate scandal, because one of the people who was one of the guys who broke into the Democratic National Convention office was John McCord, who was, for a while, her family's bodyguard and, like, drove her kids to school. So she was kind of upset that she was sort of sidelined in California while this was going down, and was trying to like get information. And people, like, there was a point where she was on the phone with her friend who was a reporter talking about this, and her bodyguards like came into the room, physically unplugged the phone, and then actually called the hotel doctor to come in and tranquilize her. It's really terrible. But extremely good documentary. I suppose there's a reason. it's up for an Oscar. And like I said, it's on Netflix and it's like 40 minutes long. It's super short. Highly recommend it. Definitely worth a watch. Sorry, the name of the I didn't finish that bit. The name of the documentary, The Martha Mitchell Effect, is because that is actually an effect. It is the psychological effect of what happens to somebody when they are gaslit. That's actually the that's actually a term the psychologists use, like to describe basically the symptoms, I guess you could say. Like the effect that gaslighting somebody has, and the sort of effects that it causes, it's referred to as the Martha Mitchell effect. It was a pretty big scandal. And because she was so outspoken about it, she was probably one of the people that was responsible for the Watergate scandal being... Because, like, after the election, the Watergate scandal had, like, kind of died down a little bit. But because she was, you know, so outspoken about it and it was so sensational, Nixon had said... Like, there's a quote from Nixon right at the start of the documentary, and it's probably a little bit hyperbole, but it's not entirely that far off. He said, if it wasn't for Martha Mitchell, Watergate would never have happened. Anyways, go learn about water main. 40-minute doco is excellent for mealtime media, right? It's just like, it's a perfect little... bite-sized thing. Get it? I only have like 5 minutes left in it, and I couldn't, because it's like I seriously considered starting stream 5 minutes late so I could finish watching it. We would have understood. Yeah, I know. That's why you're great, chat. I've seen political cartoons from 1973 about Watergate, essentially to make the point, there's no evidence, this is making a deal out of nothing, right? And I mean, like, in 1973, I can understand why people would feel that way. I mean, aside from the fact that, you know, I mean... It was a political scandal, but the administration was mostly able to sort of insulate itself and say, it's like, the people who actually committed it were, you know, members of the Nixon's campaign, but, you know, Nixon didn't have any knowledge of this. They were acting on their own. And then, you know, Nixon did the thing where he recorded all of his conversations in the White House, and then people got a hold of those tapes. Being 5 minutes late due to watching a documentary is very on brand for this channel. I like to think so. I was doing a bunch of driving around today because I wanted to try and buy some Warhammer figures before the price goes up. Oops, nope, that's not what I wanted. I did the wrong thing. Oops. I wanted... Wait. Oh, it's over here. I left it. I was like, where's my shulker? If it weren't for stream, I'd be watching H Bomber Guy video. Yeah, that makes sense. That's pretty similar energy. Okay. So let's toss out this bit of dirt. We don't need these mangroves leaves. I'll hold on to these propagules. Okay. That there. And do I need the sand? I might as well just hold on to it. Okay. All right. We can get that much more red sand. Basically just want to fill up. What's the date on the price increase? Monday. But I was doing the driving around because I wanted to get some stuff. I wanted to get a Dogmata and the Celestian Sacrosancts, which I've been wanting for a while. So I went to the store I usually... And I wanted to pick up the new, like, Void War bases. Because I figured those would be a better option for basing them. Because this is meant to be a boarding patrol. I thought it would be fun. So I went to the store down the street from me. Which I normally go to. Unfortunately, they didn't have any of the three things that I needed. So it's like, okay, fine. I'm just going to go to the... best bet is to go to actual Games Workshop store downtown. So I did that. They had the Dogmata, but they didn't have the Celestian Sacrosancts or the Void War bases. So I'm like, fine. Gonna go to BC Hobbies. Back to the mall. See what they have. And they had the Void War bases, but did not have the Celestian Sacrosancts. So... none of the three stores in town that I know of that sell Warhammer stuff had Celestian Sacrosancts in stock. So I guess I'm probably just going to have to order those. I was trying to avoid ordering anything from the web store because I still have stuff that I've ordered from the web store that hasn't arrived yet. I still have not gotten my Arcs of Omen Angron book that I ordered. I pre-ordered it when it came out. I still haven't gotten it yet. It still hasn't shipped. It's very annoying. Okay, where are we at? Okay, get a little bit more. Did you see the Tau boarding patrol box? Farsight has the Rolls Royce of tactical rocks. You know what? Farsight deserves it. I did see the new Tau and the new Orc boarding patrol boxes. New Farsight looks great. I mean, he looks like a Tau. It was like, my brain is like, yep, that sure is a Tau battlesuit, all right. Definitely looks like a Tau battlesuit. Okay, I'm gonna get rid of this sand. I don't rather have red sand. We fill up. Okay, hold on a second. Just grab what's left here. So we're nice and clean. Great. Great. The cherry blossoms really set it off. It's a really, I like it. It's cool. Unfortunately, it does mean that I have to wait entirely until that book that comes out before I get Sister's boarding patrol stratagems, but yeah, that's fine. All right. I'm just going to fly up here and take a chat. Look at how freaking cool this place is. Hot damn. Hello? Ooh. Mine shaft. Neat. I decided to add a tiny amount of chili flakes to my tomato sauce today, and it turned out to be a really good idea. Just the subtlest little bit of heat. Big fan of adding just like a tiny bit of chili flakes to your tomato sauces. I've been doing that for a while, and it's very good. What is... Oh! I was like, what's that sticking out there? It's a boat. Huh. Hey, here we go. Nope. Yeah. Leather tunic, paper. Nope, not anything useful there. Where's the other one back here? Here we go. Ooh, this I'll take. Neat. Heck of a lot of mangrove. In case you want to investigate that mineshaft in a future stream, thank you. I don't know. I think this will probably be the last time we have to go out to a mesa, but you never know. I like that it's really easy to find the desert portal. You just follow the definitely man-made trenches. Sort of. Do you want to pop the location for the desert portal again, just so I can find it? $8:13. Oh, wow. I am way off. What the heck's going on? What the heck was someone doing over here? Like, this is definitely somebody's work, I think. Yeah, this was somebody's doing. See? Oh, I'm way too far north. Here we go. This is the little, like, inland coral sea thing. And there's a lot of mangroves around here. Useful place. Oh god, I'm way off, aren't I? What the hell? Where the hell am I going? Chat. Okay. Yeah, I'm way to the south. Man, I have such a hard time navigating in Minecraft. Who's building the enormous enclosed gardens? That was Jason. Whee! Yeah, it's negative 315, right? There is a second jungle by the portal. There it is. Oh, do I have any room? Shit. There we go. Now we just wait a minute. Although I think jungle trees have a low chance of dropping these. There's one. Let's see if I can get a couple other. Just so I don't have to come back here. Or if I could get a... if I can get 4 of them, that would be great. But I'm not going to hold my breath. That's 2. Wait, is this a jungle? Or is this like some weird oak? This is a jungle. Let that decay too. All right. Getting dark. I think we'll just call it there. Ow. I would have laughed so hard if I died there. Well, at least it would be very easy to get back to my stuff. think we need to be a little bit conservative with these rockets. Although, I have my ender chest on me. I could just grab more out of there. But I don't want to. Had an achievement unlocked moment earlier. I won with Vorpal's sword. Nice. Gas are so horrifying. They really are. There we go. Made it back with 2 to spare. All right. There's a trader over here. The kitty noises. Yeah. Purple dye and red dye. And okay, that's just kind of hilarious. I mean, I'm gonna buy it. just a bit of a troll. Okay, we'll put this in here, and then do all of that. Let's find a place for... I'm gonna stick these in here for now until I have a chance to expand. Why do I have 4 birch boats? Chat. Chat. Why do I have 4 birch boats? Birch boats. Birch boats. Birch boats. At least it's fun to say. Birch boats. Those in there for now. Oh, I should put jungle wood can go in here. Okay. Let's see. I can get this stuff out of here. That away. This can go back in here. I can get my correct pickaxe back. There we go. And, oh, there's a bed in there. I'll put an extra one in here. Okay. This away. There. So much red sand. Probably, I don't think I'll need that much, but might as well. All right. I think we need both the red dye and the purple dye, so that works out well. Hello. This is a terrible place for you and your llamas. I'm gonna buy your stuff, but then please leave. Okay. What else do we want to do? It's 8:30. Handy dandy. This can go back over here. I only would have gotten 24 out of that, so I would have had to go do that anyways, but still, it's just hilarious to me. Time to take over the world. Ooh, dig a hole? Also a strong suggestion. I'm liking the dig a hole suggestion. I think I might do that. I've considered all of my options and I've decided that digging a hole is probably the best one. What I am going to do, though, is trade. I really need to get back to painting those Tyranids. I actually briefly considered doing a painting stream today, just so I would have a chance to work on them. I really do. I don't think I'm going to have... Well, I'll probably have some time on Monday. But I think all of the spare time I have tomorrow before Max comes over is going to be eaten up by trying to get the sisters ready. So... There. That's better. That's better. Whee! Okay. Ugh, I should sit up straight. Ugh. At this point, I mostly just want to get the Tyranids off my plate. It's going to be, once I've got the sisters built, it's probably going to be a little while before I can get them undercoated anyways. Figure out your template? I know. It's not that big of a deal. All right, have a good night, Lagadrit. You should sit like a shrimp. It's cozy. But my back... It's fine. I've got a massage on Monday. And I get to have lunch with a friend who I haven't seen in a little while. I texted her today. It's like, do you want to have lunch on Monday? And she's like, well, here's the thing. We're dog sitting a gigantic chocolate lab for one of her husband's friends. So by then it should be a couple days settled in. So if you're okay with that situation, you can come over here. I'm like, yes, of course I'm okay with that situation. I want to meet the gigantic dog. Apparently their cat Conan is quite upset about this. I appreciate the heads up, though. Yeah, exactly. They used to have a chocolate lab. Charlie? Was that her name? I think it was Charlie. Or am I thinking of a different dog? I might be conflating that with another dog's name. God, now I'm going to have to ask about this. The dog passed away a few years ago, but she was a very good dog, but was also a big chocolate lab. Zombies, please. Oh, I've noticed a problem, chat. I did forget my template. I also forgot my ladders. Coden is an excellent cat name. It is. It's it's a ginger tomcat and like a ginger tabby, and my friend, the person I'm going to see is actually the mother of one of my friends from university. And my friend Jenny, people used to ask her, it's like, is your cat named Conan because is your cat named Conan after Conan O'Brien? It's like, no, he's named after Conan the Barbarian because he's fearless. And that cat is fearless. It's the only cat I've ever heard of that will fight a vacuum cleaner. Apparently when they got the cat, her dad did, you know, what anyone does when they're vacuuming and the cat's there, just sort of like tease the cat with the vacuum cleaner, and the cat just batted it. Persephone, like, disappears as soon as I turn, even before I turn on the vacuum cleaner. When I take out the vacuum cleaner, she just scurries away. Odin was always, I think, perturbed by the vacuum cleaner. I need to eat again, but my brain doesn't want to. Always a problem. She would just kind of like, she would sort of just tolerate it more than anything. Persephone just does not like it at all. It's weirdly the only thing that she has like that she has a problem with. Like, she doesn't care about the coffee grinder at all, or anything else that sort of makes a buzzing noise. Maybe it's just so loud that it bothers her. I don't know. Midnight just gives sad eyes and harumphs when we vacuum. Oh, this fucking thing again. You know what? Probably not. Probably pretty accurate. These zombies that are probably just on the other side of this wall are very annoying. It's loud. I'm sure there's floor vibrations. That would make sense. I just find it interesting that that's basically the only thing that causes that reaction. No, that's not true. The other thing that causes that reaction is guests. Someone she doesn't know comes in here, gone. She goes into her she's got a new hidey hole for like the really extreme cases when guests come over, which is like this tiny space behind my bedroom door. I have like a closet door that we had to take off and prop up, but like behind the bedroom door, but she like gets in this tiny little space, and I'm pretty sure she's gotten stuck in there a couple of times. Perhaps she comes out when I'm over. Yes, she does usually come out for people, especially if it's somebody that's like been over a few times, like my friend Kara. When she comes over, Persephone will usually come out after a little while, but her initial reaction is always to hide. She will not, which is, it's very interesting. Especially considering she'll be like at the door sometimes when I come home. So I'm pretty sure she can tell the difference between me walking down the hallway and other people walking down the hallway. Like, oh, hi, ow, stop it. Oh, shit. Hey, how about you all come down here? Yeah, start a Congo line. Yep. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Yep. Thank you. We found a mob farm. I guess I'll go back this way. There's one over here. Is there? No, I took that down. It is a solid first reaction. Very relatable. I mean, not wanting to deal with new people, I totally understand. I've made a decision. After I'm going to buy the box of Celestian Sacrosancts, which is the last thing I need for my sister's boarding patrol. And then after that, I'm committing to not buying any more stuff until I've got the sister's boarding patrol and the boarding actions terrain done. Like and the Tyranids. Finish those off. I still like my plan of doing a veteran guardsman kill team with like a bunch of members of a bunch of different regiments. Mostly I like doing that because it gives me an excuse to paint a bunch of different stuff and not the same thing 10 times, which is kind of where I'm at with the with my Tyranids. It's like I don't want to paint the eighth basically identical Hormigaunt. So that's my plan. I'm gonna, and like honestly, given the amount of stuff this is going to encompass, like I will probably be unless something really awesome comes out, this is probably going to be most of the rest of the year for me. I mean, especially that boarding actions terrain. I may need to enlist people's help with that. Max, I may need to enlist your help with that. At least for like the initial like overbrush facing washing stages, because I feel like those would go pretty quickly, and then everything after that, just like the dry brushing highlights and things like that, I think would be fairly easy. I reserve the right to take forever. No. I don't need you to paint my terrain to parade ready standards. I'll do that part. Ooh! Hey, look at that. We got diamonds. How much do we want to go? For 3? What do we like? 10.5? I like 10.5 for 3. Let's get a prediction going for over or under 10.5 diamonds we get out of here. All right. get your predictions in. Remember, this is a Fortune 3 pickaxe, and we can see 3 blocks of diamond ore. And you're guessing how many diamonds, not how many pieces of ore. Fortune 3 pickaxe has a chance of returning anywhere from 1 to 4 diamonds per block. And there may be more diamond ore underneath that. You don't get to know that. A little flutter on long-ons. Yeah? I mean, if you're feeling optimistic, now's the time to get in on it. Looks like it's a good one. Zombies? Zombies, I swear to God. I swarm to Gorm. Oh, that's why. This makes sense. Come on. No, don't stop this. I'm just gonna do that. There. Not gonna deal with that. All right, let's grab these and then we'll go up. Ooh. Hoo, 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 hoo. All right. Looks like we got a little bit more. Optimists. You may be getting a nice payout today. Get some side bets on the primary bets and we can have ourselves a global channel points crisis. How many did we get? I haven't looked yet. I'm leaving you all in suspense. Also, it's late and I wanted to get inside before I dealt with that. Hello. Just taking my spiders. Thank you. I'm just murdering spiders for their webbing. Thank you. Goodbye. Oops. All right. 11. Oh, wow. That was a lot closer than I thought it was going to be. We got 11 diamonds. You just barely got there, optimists. Actually, I should refill this. There we go. Wow, that was a heck of a payoff. Ooh, we've got a whole stack of string. All right. We should be in good shape. for candles. Bet 100, got like 460 back. Nice. Always a good feeling. Yeah. All right. Have a good night, Cass. 5-1 return, right? Actually, before we go back out there, I'm going to take a very short break. Just super duper short, back in like a minute. So just hold tight, chat. See? Like a minute. I think I have finally figured out the color scheme that I want to do for my sisters. I had the general idea, but I hadn't nailed down all of it. So it's going to be black armor, sort of similar to the box art style. And then there's going to be, the robes are going to be purple on the outside, and then the lining is going to be sort of like a off-white cream color. Specific paints I'm using are Citadel's Rakarth Flesh, which is sort of like this kind of sort of off-white creamy color, and then highlight it with Pallid Witch Flesh. And then probably give it like a very faint wash with like heavily thinned down purple wash, just to tie it in with the purple on the outside of the robes. And then detail wise, the symbols on the shoulder and the knees, the little fleur-de-lis, I'm going to do those white on the regular sisters, and then for the Dominions, I'm going to make those gold, just to sort of denote them as like an elite troop. I'm also giving them all the helmets that have the little extra fleur-de-lis on the visor. Again, picked out in gold. That's my plan. I think it'll be fun. I'm excited for it. Ooh. I also just remembered there's going to be a new season of Marvel Snap on, like, Monday. I was like, oh yeah, I need to make sure I finish off my last thing. The last challenge, because I haven't done that yet, so I should make sure I do that tomorrow. But it's like, oh, that means a new season is starting. I forget what it is. I know I read it somewhere, but I forget what it is. Speaking of new seasons of things, win 10 games with a snap. No, yes, I need to win that. I haven't been watching Picard, no. I never finished season 2. I should at some point. I just wasn't sure what... I was saying I wasn't sure what the next season was going to be. Days of Future Past? Ooh, that sounds fun. Was season pass card Nimrod? Right, Nimrod, that's what it was. I'm really liking where Marvel Snap is at the moment. It feels like they've gotten to a point where there aren't any particularly oppressive cards or any that are like really annoying to play against. Galactus is a little bit annoying to play against. But not unbeatable. But can be very difficult to beat. But it's nice to have a game that's sort of like I can end up playing against a pretty wide variety of decks. And I generally feel like I could take... It's not like I have one deck that I'm like, well, this is the only thing I can win with. What I haven't gotten yet, the one, like, challenge that I always seem to struggle with is they'll have one that's like, win a location with one card. And I don't really have a deck that excels at that. So that's something I should put together. Something, I don't know, maybe something that relies on the Infininaut or something like that. And those are the worst. It's so hard. Also win with less than 10 power. Yeah, that one's not easy either. Although there are ways to do it. I feel like that one is more attainable. Just blow everything up with Gambit. It's easy to win with less than 10 power if they don't have any cards. Of course. Turn 3 wrong, turn 4 Mystique, turn 5 Gambit, turn 6 Odin. Except that relies on you drawing Odin on turn 6. I thought about doing a Hobgoblin slash Green Goblin deck for those lower power wins. I do like those decks. They're frustrating, but, you know, I appreciate it. Like, I run Green Goblin in my Thanos deck. You can Hazmat it too. Yep. Yeah, I like the Hazmat deck. I haven't got it quite where I want it to be just yet, but it's a fun deck. I do like running Green Goblin in something like the Thanos deck because it's really fun to do stuff like hit the super flow. Both of us are just sort of leaving the super flow blank, and I'm just like, have a Green Goblin. Ads? Are you getting ads? I hate ads. Right. Somebody mentioned they were getting banner ads, and I need to figure out if I can turn those off or not. I know I can't turn off pre-rolls, which is annoying as all hell, but I wish I could at least turn off the banner ads. They seriously, like, ad revenue does nothing for me. Subbing is much better. I have to compress some of those soons and compress some of this soon. Ugh. This, oh wow, we're actually starting to back up to there. We actually might have to expand our capacity on gravel. Finally. Ooh, we definitely need to expand tough. Do I need to expand all of this stuff? Not there yet. Do need to andesite and diorite? Okay. Tab crashed while I was vacuuming? Oh, that sucks. I hate pre-roll ads. I really, really just wish I could turn them off. I hate getting them when I go to someone's channel, and I hate that people get them when they come to my channel. Well, you did use a bunch of deep slates, so use those boxes for other materials. I mean, I would much rather just, I mean, I can do this now. I could do some of this now. Wait, 1, 2. I can do some of this now. Let's actually just make more of these. I want to keep those because I'm going to end up using them again anyways, right? So I'll use some of this. Yeah, I do have a lot of iron. I do have quite a lot of iron. You know what I need to do? I have some birch. So let's go get that. Hello, bees. Believe in yourself. Polymorph dragon. Toccata and fugue with bees. Kilogram cake. There we go. I'll leave that for now. Not going to worry about replanting them at the moment. Because the night belongs to lovers. Anubis. Nice. I just wanted to sit here for a second and enjoy the bee pops. Anubis. Right? There are some very good bee pun names. Chad has done an excellent job naming these bees. All of them? All of them. Let's just make a whole bunch of chests. There we go. That'll keep us busy for a while. Oops. Doot, 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 doot. I can skip over that one, I think. And then this is tough. I mean, it's not hard, but it's tough. And then over here. Can't even... The Four Bisons? Flight of the Bumblebee? I'm just gonna make sure that's correct. It's this one we don't need? Yes. Tough we do need, though. This andesite doesn't belong there. Nor does this andesite. Hey, magpies. How's it going? You know what? We have the stuff for it, so we may as well just do it. There we go. There. We still need to expand dirt, but we need to dig down for that, so I'm going to hold off on doing that for the time being. I studied summer for grade 10 RCM, but never took the exam. Nice. Put this back over here and put this iron away. I'm gonna move this. This isn't just annoying of enough spot. We good? Okay, we good. Got some extra capacity. Just got home from work. Now I make noodles. Ooh. Delicious. Everyone loves a good post-work nude. Dude, but it sounds like an old-timey radio announcer. Dude! one thing I've heard from voice actors is that when they're trying to get into a voice, they usually have like a keyword, something that they can, like a word or a phrase or something that, like, when they say it, it can sort of like force them into that voice. For me, my old-timey radio announcer is heavily based on the competitive bending announcer from The Legend of Korra. So for me, it's fire ferrets. The fire ferrets win. It's like that's the phrase I use to get into that voice. I found these really fun noodle LEDs. Noodle LED. Oh, yeah. The little filament LEDs. Oh, weird. Oh, yeah. I just saw I still had the tab open with the Scottish Regiment St. Bernard mascots. The Korra recaps were so good. So good. Nikolai Andreevich Rimsky-Korsakov. All right, Lord Zorana, we'll name that the next time we go up, which will probably be right at the end of the stream. Legend of Korra. I think Legend of Korra was a bit of an underrated show. I think people's perception of it suffered too much in people's perception by being so strongly associated with Avatar, which I have discussed before, I think is one of the best animated shows ever made. So that's a tough act to follow. I'm really annoyed that... So for a long time, there was probably some weird right things. I don't think I know anyone who doesn't like Korra. Now, I think, now that the whole series is out and people can look at it as a whole, I think it's better received. At the time it was coming out, it was not very well received. It was, yeah, as Max said, it was pretty mixed. For the longest time, Netflix in Canada, for some reason, only had the first 2 seasons of Legend of Korra. Probably some weird rights thing because of how those seasons were released. And like, you know, we can't get the Canadian rights to the last 2 seasons or something silly like that. But now they only have the first season. I was like, oh, it'll just be a little while and they'll probably get season 3 and 4. No, they went down to only 1 season. It's like, come on. I wanted to be Korra so bad. I still kind of do. Right? Listen. I don't know anyone who didn't look at Korra and immediately feel like that was a good fitness goal. Like, if I was going to start working out, that would be the goal I would be aiming for. I got the Avatar TTG. I'm excited to get a chance to play it. My friend got my friend got that. I'd be interested to play it at some point. My goal in Legend of Korra was Old Toph. Fair. They seem to mean a lot to a bunch of people, so it's on my radar as being nice to know about. They're definitely worth the watch. Maybe we can convince them to run a one-shot? I think that would be twisting his rubber arm. Um, the bit of advice I will give on watching those, particularly Avatar, the first few episodes, like probably the first 3 episodes, are tonally pretty different than the rest of the series. They're very goofy and lighthearted and like more childish. And they're perfectly fine, and that's perfectly fine. But I've heard people who have sort of bounced off of the series because of that. And it's just like, listen, if that is not your jam, start on episode 4 and just go from there. Which I think is that the one where they go to Kyoshi Island? Kyoshi Island's a very good one. Like if you bounce off the premiere, just skip to episode 4, and then you should be good, because that's when the tone of the series sort of starts to solidify. And we've got a signal, but we have a bee to name first. I don't want to forget about that. You know what? I'm actually going to break... It's going to annoy me that I have one of those, so I'm going to break it up. I've heard that it takes a few episodes to really settle. It does. It does. There's some decent, like... I would say watch the pilot, because that will introduce you to all of the main characters that you need to know for the first season. And then if you don't like the tone, just skip to episode 4, and then you'll be good. I don't think there's anything critical that you would miss in the first 2 episodes, so... Or in episodes 2 and 3. She-Ra's last thing I watched from that train of thought, and that turned out to be very enjoyable. She-Ra's very good. She-Ra was very good. I have a reasonable tolerance for giving stuff a chance. Yeah, I don't know, the episodes are short. Yeah, like, I know some people, not everyone has a tolerance for putting up with stuff. Okay, now I need to remember the name of this. Okay, Nikolai. This will be interesting. Andreevich. Rimsky. Korsakov. Nikolai Andreevich Rimsky-Korsakov. There we go. And then we're also going to grab the flowers, because it's just easier than hunting for a bee, and we're on a time limit. If someone's like, it gets good in season 3, I'm more likely to bounce, but the first 3 episodes are less than an hour. Yeah, exactly. I think it's a really personal opinion. I have literally heard people be like, you know, I watched the first 2 episodes and it was just too goofy and weird and I didn't like it. Aha! Welcome into the world, Nikolai Andreevich Rimsky-Korsakov. Cool! Oh, there's so many bees and I love them. All right, cool. Thank you all for hanging out. This has been a great stream. Very varied stream. We did a bit of cathedral building. We did some material collection. We dug a hole. A bit of like a variety sampler of a stream. And next week, we're probably, now that we have an idea about what we're doing for the vaulting, we can like go to town on that, so that'll be fun. We learned about regimental flags. We did. We spent a lot of time researching regimental flags. Cool. Now, let's go and do a raid. Cool. So we are going to raid Brave New Faves. Brave New Faves is my friend Kathleen. She does a pirate radio show where she plays new and interesting music that she enjoys and you might also enjoy. So thank you all for hanging out. I'll be back on Tuesday to finish off chunk number 41. We're very close to the end, so we're going to finish that right at the top of the stream. And yeah, head on over, say hi to Kathleen, and I will see you on Tuesday. So have a good night, chat.